More than 54,000 Americans died winning the Korean War, and yet perished from memory. Hello, I'm Robert Stack. Survivors of the forgotten war are now fighting the final battle to ensure that our fallen countrymen will never again be forgotten. They're being immortalized with a world memorial here in Los Angeles overlooking the Pacific. Please join our final battle for their honor and yours.
The view you just saw was the setting for the International Korean War Memorial overlooking the Pacific just outside of Los Angeles. I'm Mack McCarran, and I'm the general chairman of that endeavor, saying to you that this monument will be erected and dedicated in San Pedro, California in November of 1990. Shown here is the artist's rendering of the monument itself. Now you notice the Korean friendship bell adjacent to the monument. This is most symbolic for this United Nations effort, for it symbolizes the friendship of the South Korean people to those who died defending their country. Surrounding the monument itself, you notice the flags of the over 22 nations who sent troops, medical supplies, and personnel for the defense of South Korea. At the base of each flag, you'll notice a concrete block. This block we would like to have in the native stone of each of the countries. And on that stone will be the seal of that nation, the units who participated in Korea, and listing there the number who died. Now, before the monument obviously reaches this stage, it begins with a piece of clay in the hands of a sculptor. And I thought you'd like to see, for the first time, the actual working model of what the monument looked like in its early stages. This, as you notice here, is a grouping of 12 fighting men on a mountainside. And while there's not too much detail in it at this point, it merely was designed to allow the artist and the committee itself to get the location, the dimensions, and the design itself for the monument. And now, as we look over this monument, this working model, we'll go into the actual enlarged figure that the sculptor is presently working on. We're looking at how many figures in the model itself.
Well, Mack, here we have 12 figures in the model, and pretty much what I've tried to encompass here within this design concept is a generic UN squad working together and working around a central figure. These are Republic of Korean forces here. You have two of them. You have the one trooper here with a .30 caliber light and his assistant gunner who also would have an M1 Carbine. This particular fellow here is representative of British forces. He's carrying an Mark IV #1 Enfield. Some of the other weapons I'll kind of brief you on that I've included here. This is a Marine here carrying a 3.5 rocket launcher. And again, back to the ROK forces here, they have the .30 caliber light. The figures will be 10 foot on a base that's approximately 10 to 12 foot, plus the granite boulders, which will be about 4 foot, and then we have the 10-foot figures. We're going to encompass approximately 24 to 25 feet.
Hopefully we're going to get the actual boulders and rocks from South Korea and from North Korea, so that these troops will actually be standing on the soil they died defending.
Yes.
The symbolism with it being adjacent to the Korean friendship bell, it's in a park-like setting. It's on a cliff just outside of Los Angeles, looking toward Korea.
The memorial we plan here will enshrine their spirit on the honor roll of history and will stand as their legacy to future generations, reminding them that freedom is never free, that its price is valor and vigilance and sacrifice.